A movie review? What? Yep, I'm gonna try to do a raw, unedited review for the film Chappie. Now, I've already talked about this film in the past. This is a film that came out over the weekend, last weekend. Then again, if you're watching this 3 months from now, yeah. Anyway, Chappie came out, it was released with some very mediocre and very mixed and very negative reviews. Now, I'm in the minority when I say I think it's actually a damn good film. So there you go. Right out the gate, you know that I liked the film. Real quick, I want to reference a couple of other reviews that I've done for this film. Read the film, MovieManCHAD, I collaborated with him. I saw the movie with him, and we shot a review for the film right away. So that's on Read the Film. And recently, I had the great pleasure of being on the Spoiler Room podcast hosted by Mark Krawczyk. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's a good buddy, but he's got one of those names that you just never know how to pronounce it. And we were joined by Joe Colwell, Tony Estrada, aka 22 Tiger Dude, and Paul, whose last name I cannot remember. He's a writer, very great guy. We had a great discussion on this film. They brought up a lot of points that I do believe people are missing with this film. I'm not going to necessarily talk about those points because I want you to check that podcast out. It's an hour long, but it's a lot of fun. I really think you'll enjoy it. But like I said, I do believe that a lot of people are missing a lot of the layers to this film. So please check that review out, that podcast out. I think you'll enjoy it. And check out the one I did with MovieManCHAD. Like I said, Chappie, I thought, was a good film. It is the definition of a flawed film. It doesn't have the right execution. It has a great visual style, but it doesn't necessarily have the best human characters. It doesn't have, there's a lot of unconventional stuff in this film that I believe American audiences haven't quite latched onto, and a lot of that has to do with the human element, which I'll talk about in a minute. But like I said, it's a flawed film. Neill Blomkamp is a man with a lot of ideas, and I think he stuck a lot of those ideas in this film, and he didn't quite exactly organize it to where the execution of this film could be, perfect, or at least great. Still, for what the film was, I liked it a lot. I enjoyed the action, the violence, the tone, the pacing, of course the visual style, and Sharlto Copley's performance as Chappie, who doesn't just voice Chappie, but I'm pretty sure also did the motion capture for Chappie, which, if that's the case, gotta give that guy so much credit. I think the human element is what people are not liking. In fact, that is what people are not liking, the human element. You got Dev Patel, who's the scientist that created Chappie. He created this police force of droids, and one of them is damaged, and it becomes Chappie. He is able to create artificial intelligence and upload it into Chappie. Now, he's just kind of more of a plot device than an actual character. The relationship between him and Chappie isn't necessarily on point, but for what it is, I guess it's okay. And then you have Hugh Jackman, who, he is not the star of this film. He's definitely Sony's way of promoting the film, but he's not the star of this film. He's an antagonist. He's not necessarily a very good antagonist. He's not very well written. I wasn't very sure on what his motives were. And he's kind of like a crybaby because his big robot failed, and this geeky scientist robots, the ones with the little rabbit ears that look like the robot from Appleseed, they succeeded. So he's just not a very well written villain or antagonist. And his performance wasn't exactly that great either. So then we come to the gangsters, the villainous, the nasty, scummy, dirty gang members they call Ninja and Yolandi, and also America. It's funny, you got a Hispanic in South Africa. They are played by Ninja and Yolandi Faza from Die Antwoord, South African hip-hop, electronic, very odd band who I happen to be a big fan of. So there you go. I'm biased when it comes to these guys. I love their music. I am aware of how crazy and fucked up their style is. And I think that they're the definition of a band that is not for everybody. They're very raunchy. They often have very violent lyrics, very sexual, very vulgar lyrics. And I like that shit. But it's not for everybody. And when they're put into this film, which this film could be called a big advertisement for them. Maybe Neill Blomkamp is such a big fan that he's like, hey, you guys need more fans, I'm gonna put you in this movie. Which I don't think it would, because a lot of people are not liking these guys, and I understand why. I like them because I like the music, and I'm aware of their style. But putting them in a film probably didn't work to, I believe, how he wanted it to work. Or maybe it did, but people are just not enjoying that. Ninja is an asshole in this movie. He's a very bad man, and they could have done a better job with him, at least letting him be a more likable guy. But he's not a likable guy. He does have some character development towards the end of the film. It may not be enough for some people. Now, Yolandi is actually the sympathetic character. You should know by now that Chappie is jacked by these gangsters, and they want him reprogrammed to become a criminal to help them with heists. Yolandi is the one who's fascinated with Chappie. She's the one who kind of nurses him like a child, because Chappie is basically a child. And I actually liked her, not necessarily her performance, but I liked what her character represented. She was actually a nice character, and still, because it's Die Antwoord, and I don't think a lot of people are aware of who they really are, they don't really realize that they are musicians and not really actors. Maybe that's why people hate them so much. And they are very nasty characters in this film. But the fact is, I think there's just that little culture clash when it comes to them and American audiences. This is how some South African people might act. I don't know too many South African people. This is definitely how they act this is the persona that they put on when it comes to their music and their performances. And people just don't know about that. So I think that's a problem with the film. Not to me, because I like them, but anyway, that's how it is. I think I discussed Die Antwoord a little too much. Trying to think what else. For me, the ending, which I'm not going to spoil in case you haven't seen the movie, that's where it got really clunky. Now, I want to make something clear. When I saw this movie, I did not know about the reviews. I didn't care. I was excited to see this movie, and I ended up enjoying it a lot. When I came home and saw the negative reviews, I was like, the fuck? And I still don't agree with a lot of the criticisms, saying that they rip off Short Circuit and RoboCop. There's definitely a lot of influences that were put into this film, but I believe this movie is its own project, its own entity. But, whatever, we can have the debate all day, every day. But, where was I going with that? Yeah, I saw the movie, and if you've seen my review with MovieManCHAD, you'll know how ill prepared I was when I was doing that review. I had just seen the movie, and I was still processing it. In some ways, I'm still processing the movie a week later. But anyway, I right away said that the storytelling was very clunky. And I know a lot of people have been saying that, but I'm telling you, I have not ripped that off on anybody, nor do I want credit for saying it. I personally believe it's clunky storytelling. The ending, I don't know what to think about it. It's, the Dev Patel character goes through a certain transition that's just very odd, But I don't want to keep this video going on too long. All I'm saying is that I really did like the film. Check that Spoiler Room podcast out, and you'll hear a lot more smaller critiques for this film than what I can give you. All I'm saying is I really enjoyed it. Now, I rated the film a 4 out of 5 with that review. With the Reader Film review, I gave it a 4 out of 5. And I wish I hadn't. I don't want to take it back, but I kind of do. Because in reality, I would give the movie a 3.5. Or if I had a different decimal system, probably give the movie like a 3.7. Because I'm telling you, I really like the film. And if you have any interest in seeing it, go see it. It's a enjoyable film. It has a lot of humor. It has a lot of, it's got a great pace. I think I mentioned that already. And just the performance of Sholto Copley as Chappie alone is worth, I believe, the matinee price of admission. So I guess officially I would give the movie a 3.5 out of 5. I hate taking back ratings or changing ratings, but like I said, I just wasn't prepared when I did that review with MovieManCHAD. All I'm going to say is that it's an enjoyable film, and if you disagree, you're more than welcome to do that. It's just a film. It's not the gospel truth or nothing like that, but I highly enjoyed it, and I look forward to watching it again when it comes out on Blu-ray. I will be buying it. So anyway, those are just my thoughts. Maybe I didn't put too many good thoughts out there. It's more of a rambling video. I always do that anyway. But there it is. Chappie review for my YouTube channel. Yay. So anyway, if you have stuck around, thank you. And once again, please check out those videos that I referred you to. I will put all the links in the description, including when Mark puts the Spoiler Room podcast on iTunes. So, thank you for listening, and write down your thoughts on the movie Chappie. And please say more than, oh, it sucks. It sucks. There you go. There are, I'm sure, a lot more thoughts that are going to come to my mind after I upload this. So maybe I'll put some of them in the comment box. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for listening. Bye. Cha cha cha.